Welcome back, everyone! In this video, I'll be discussing ways you can secure that bag. Yep, that's right. I'll be talking about financial aid, scholarships to look out for, and other methods to help fund your studies. And to our international students, do not fret. I'll be touching on what aid and scholarships are available for those looking to study in the US without having to pay an arm and a leg. Get it? Haha. So again, drop comments or questions you have below in our comment section, and I'll be sure to get back to you on those. So let's get started. So before jumping into this, it is important to know some terms used in the financial aid process. So now, wait a second, it's just money, 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 right? Unfortunately, it is not that simple. Trust me when I say this, there are going to be a lot of terms that will seem foreign to us. I will be covering a few of them based off of College Board, but linked below are some of the terms and definitions listed by the Federal Student Aid. So first and foremost, an award letter is the document you receive from schools you may be accepted to, which will outline the amounts of aid that they are offering you. The offers include the types and amounts of aid they are offering you, such as grants and scholarships, and how to keep that award by accepting your admission before the given deadline. Cost of attendance is the total amount needed for college expenses before financial aid. This includes tuition, housing, books, supplies, and living expenses. So the EFC is determined based on the information you provide based on your family's financial circumstances. So if your EFC is low, you will most likely receive more aid from a particular school, and vice versa with a higher EFC. More information about EFCs are available in the description below. Demonstrated need is the difference between your EFC and the total cost of attendance to that school. The 529 Savings Plan is a state-sponsored investment plan that helps families save money for college. Money made from these plans can only be used for education expenses, but there are tax benefits within the plan to help your savings for school grow faster. Grants and scholarships are gift aids that you do not need to pay back, and grants are awarded based on need, while scholarships are awarded based on merit, such as academic or athletic ability. However, you should be warned that this scholarship is different from outside scholarships. Outside scholarships, also known as private scholarships, are scholarships awarded to students by private organizations that are not sponsored by the government or from your school. These outside scholarships can come from different groups, individuals, corporations, and nonprofits. A well-known competitive outside scholarship is the Coca-Cola Scholarship. I'll be touching more on different outside scholarships to look out for, as well as providing a list in our own description. Unlike gift aids, loans are money borrowed from the government, bank, or any other source, and are needed to be paid back over an agreed period of time. Most loans have an interest on them, thus you'll have to pay back the original loan plus the added interest. It is not recommended to take out loans unless you really need to. The net price is the total or true amounts that the student will need to pay in order to attend the school. So basically the aid will be subtracted from the cost of attendance and leave you with what's left over to pay. And remember, every school has financial aid calculators that will estimate your net price before you even apply. However, unlike net price, keep in mind the sticker price. While net price only glazes over how much it costs to attend the college, it does not include the fees you may expect to pay on campus, like parking. According to CAPEX, when reviewing your financial aid report, it begins with the school's sticker price, where then your financial aid and other forms of aid are subtracted from that total, leaving you with your net price. Reserve Officers Training Corps, or ROTC. ROTC is a program offered by the military which offers a scholarship to students who agree to serve after they graduate. So some ROTC programs can even cover up to 4 years of tuition and fees, but this differs from school to school. Student Aid Report, or SAR, SAR, is a report sent to your family after you submit your FAFSA or free application for student aid. This tells you what your EFC will be, and we will have more about this in our next video on how to apply for FAFSA. Work-based study is a program that allows students to take part-time campus jobs based on their financial aid package. You can qualify for work-based study by applying for FAFSA. However, depending on the school, they may have their own work-study programs that do not require FAFSA. From our previous video, we touched a bit on need-blind schools, where schools will not consider your financial need when reviewing your application, and this will not impact your financial aid. However, there are also different schools that are 100% need met. So these schools consider your financial aid and will offer you aid that is equal to that, thus your cost of tuition will be less than your EFC. While it is quite beneficial, it does mean that your family is financially responsible for the EFC listed in your financial aid package. But do not fret. The great thing about financial aid is that it's never set in stone, so many financial aid offices of different schools are willing to listen to your case if there may be any difficulties with your financial aid package. If you don't think that you are able to pay the cost with your current financial situation, negotiate with them. And like with the current pandemic, they may know that student situations have drastically changed, but they can't make that assumption just from documents, you feel? So give them your story and why you require more aid. I mean, like, seal the deal, go for it. If they are unable to give you any more aid, keep asking them of different options offered, like scholarships provided by the school, work-study options if able, and etc. Those are the main terms you will need to know when applying for financial aid. But with all this financial aid talk, here's what you are exactly applying for: FAFSA and CSS Profile. So what's the big deal with the FAFSA and the CSS Profile? It is a very big deal. It's a chance for free money. Mr. Krabs comes back. FAFSA, or the Free Application for Student Aid, is required by all students to fill out if they are seeking grants, work-study, or loans. As for the CSS Profile, it is another financial aid application used for certain institutions and private scholarship programs in awarding their own aid funds offered by College Board. Unlike FAFSA, the CSS Profile caters to international students as well, but it does have an initial payment of $25 to apply and then an additional $16 for other documents. However, if eligible, you can get a free waiver to skip these price tags. Next up, I will be breaking down the application process for both of these in our next video because it is such a lengthy process. However, I will be covering some scholarships to look out for too. Ranging from local to international, every dollar counts. Do keep in mind that these are outside scholarships, and some of these may not apply to your college of choice. Each outside scholarship is different in the aid offered, their deadlines, and what is required on their application. If you are eligible to apply, apply! There is nothing stopping you from applying for some free cash for later on. While I can't list every single scholarship available in Mankind right now, I can discuss how to search for scholarships, apply, and win them. So how to find scholarships? Well, in our description below. Listed below are different mega lists of renowned scholarships for both US citizens, immigrants, and international students. We've also posted on our Wave socials on this as well. However, if you want to find a specific scholarship based on your qualities, here's what Colleges of Distinction has to say about finding and applying for scholarships. To begin with, make a cheat sheet of your qualities. Knowing what your strengths and interests are can help you narrow down your search of what scholarships best fit you. But don't just rely on search engines like Niche, College Express, Bold, and more for your scholarship findings. Check out your school of choice, your counselor, and local organizations in your area for scholarships. If you don't want to start big, start small by looking for local scholarships within your own community. Now that you found your scholarships, what next? Well, most scholarships will require certain documents such as a personal essay. Now, don't just slap a random story in and call it a day. Treat every scholarship essay like a college application essay since they are just as important. Based on the prompt, think of a story, how does it relate to you, why should they choose you for their scholarship, and cater each essay to who it is awarding the scholarship. For example, if it's from a private organization, research about them. Know more about what type of applicants they are looking for is a plus when applying. And the most important thing yet, don't miss the deadlines. Juggling all those applications, it's easy to forget what's next, so it's good to keep a list of what you were applying for and their deadlines to make sure you don't miss anything. Well, I did breeze through these outside scholarships. As stated before, resources of different scholarships based on citizenship, merit, etc. will be provided in our description below. That's it for this video. In our next video, we'll be continuing our talk on financial aid and how to secure that bag to fund your future studies. Drop any questions or comments you may have down below in our comment section, and we'll get back to them in the future. Thank you again, and I hope this video was helpful in introducing the financial aid process to you. Bye!